So Christmas to us has always been one of those things that was a joyous time. We always went and put up decorations. I can't remember if April ever actually put up any decorations, but I'm sure she had some kind of involvement with that. But I always remember my dad would always go out. So that was back when they had like the big fat Christmas lights. We used to put them all over the trees outside, and we used to put them on the house. And we would just have a really good time. Christmas was always a really good time for us. Sometimes I consider myself like an aesthetic perfectionist. When I'm trying to go through and make my Christmas decoration debut, I go out and I get inspiration from other people. I look at how other people have put their Christmas trees up, how they put their lights up, how they've arranged things on tables, and I try to get just some inspiration from that. So this year, I definitely wanted to do something a little bit different. I didn't want to go overboard with it, but I always get too much stuff. I'm always overdoing it with the decorations. I'm always getting a whole bunch of extra stuff and more stuff than I actually need. But I try to keep it like classy, and I try to make sure that you kind of have a little bit of a wow factor when you walk in. I guess maybe a little bit of a wow factor. So in terms of stuff that you put on the tree or that you put outside, I always feel like you can never have enough. There's never enough stuff to put on there. I always try to think about the little trinkets and the little details, and the little small things that you really can't see until you walk up on the tree or till you walk up on like the place setting. You're like, oh, I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. So those are the moments that I really like about Christmas and Christmas decorating. I also like listening to Christmas music. I'm a big music person. I like a lot of music. You can probably tell from our videos that there's a lot of music and a lot of movement and a lot of cinematography and kind of what we do over here at Pallet Jackin. But what I really like about doing that is being able to express my creativity in a visual sense, so you can hear and you can also see, and then kind of everything kind of flows together. So that's pretty much my aesthetic when it comes to not only making video but also to like different things around my house. So this year, like I said, I was going for like a simple aesthetic. I don't know if I got the simple aesthetic. I don't know if I really got to where it was really simple, but I tried to kind of dumb it down. But I want to have a really cool theme. I want to have some simple colors. So one of our friends, Lee, actually made us a really cool place setting, also some wreaths for the door and also for the fireplace. So I want to kind of bring my storyline around those two pieces. Now, I will say that I kind of got off a little bit because I had some other ornaments that I want to use, and there was just some more decorating, some more elements that I was trying to add. But I will say that next year, I'm probably not going to put the tree up in the attic because that's not the best place for me to get the tree out of the attic. It's always cold up there. It's a little scary, a little bit. Not gonna lie, it's a little scary up there. I don't know if there's creatures or whatever popping around up there, but I'm definitely gonna find a better place to put the tree. I used to have the tree inside of a box, and it was up there in the attic. It was just really hard to get it down. It was kind of a safety issue trying to get that in and out of the attic. So I just kind of just put the tree up there, and I have a little place setting for that. So our affinity for Christmas kind of came from mom and dad. We always used to decorate the tree. We always had Christmas presents. The Christmas presents wasn't under the tree until Christmas Eve. They would always wait around and wrap the Christmas presents up Christmas night. And I remember me and April would be in our room. We was always slept in the same room when we were younger, and we would be in a room like, you know, staying awake like as long as possible, trying to see, you know, what they were like wrapping up, what they were putting under the tree. And it was just always a good time. It was always a really joyous time, just being with family and getting Christmas presents and understanding what the gift of Christmas is. And that has a lot to do with family. Last year, I talked a little bit about how last year I did not put up any Christmas decorations. I wasn't really in the Christmas mood, and that's just because, you know, Christmas has kind of turned to a place of reflection and there's a little bit of sadness with Christmas now. So in December of 2017, we lost our father to cancer. He had esophageal cancer, and you know, it kind of came all of a sudden. It wasn't really something that we expected to happen, but once he started getting the symptoms and once he got diagnosed and once he started doing chemo and stuff, it kind of became a really real thing. But my mom had cancer. She had cancer 4 years prior to that. And so, you know, cancer wasn't like a new thing to us, you know, chemo and all that stuff. So my dad's health rapidly changed, and, you know, he passed away on December the 28th of 2017. So after my dad's passing, you know, we were very devastated that it happened. My mom and dad was married for 40 years. They didn't always have the greatest relationship, but they were married, and we were a family. You know, and my mom, she had cancer, and she had breast cancer actually. and it, they cleared everything up, and then it came back again. They cleared it up again. She had surgery, a double mastectomy, and then it came back again, and it actually had spread to multiple of her other organs. So after my dad passed away, my mom's health kind of declined pretty quickly, and we was able to spend a really good year in 2018 with mom. We spent time together. We went to Florida. We went on a couple different vacations. We was over there all the time. April actually moved in with her to take care of her and stuff like that. But we could just see that there was a change in her health in 2018. So December the 19th came, and my mother passed away December 19th, 2018, which is almost a year to the date of when my father passed away. So, Christmas time is just, for us, has been cloaked with this darkness and sadness that I've never really talked about. I've never really vocalized that before, but it's a very real thing. And I'm not sure, I haven't really ever talked about that to April before, but I'm sure that she feels maybe like a similar thing to how I feel about Christmas. Not that it takes away from the Christmas holiday, but it just it's a little bit different going to a Christmas holiday because, those thoughts and those memories are there, especially mostly of the good times and mostly of the laughing and talking and just having a really good time with family. I think that's really the essence of what Christmas is for me. So the biggest part of today was actually about setting priorities and doing different things that I know that I needed to do. I'm not the most organized person, if y'all hadn't been able to tell, but I try to be as organized as possible. One of the things that is not organized is the store. Our store, Pallet, Jackin Liquidations, is just has been a little bit of a a mess over the last couple weeks. So we've really been trying to get the store cleaned up. That way, it's presentable. We can actually have people come over there, especially during Christmas time. A lot of people want to come over there and shop. So I want to definitely make sure we have a space that is aesthetically pleasing and also functional, as well as organized to where we can actually make sales. So the goal for today is to clean, then organize. I want to make sure that the store is in a place to where people can come over there, but also functional for us to do the volume of online sales that we are doing right now, which is a lot more than what we're used to because we have a lot more items. And we're just selling a lot more stuff than what we're used to. So priority is a strange thing. A lot of people make a list of things that they deem as being a priority, but priority is really about looking at the one thing that you want to do or one thing that you want to focus on. So you can't have multiple priorities, because if everything is a priority, then nothing is a priority. So I tried to set the priority today of getting the store cleaned up. And so when I went over there, the first thing I wanted to do was kind of move some stuff around to where I could see what needed to be moved around and what needed to be thrown away, what needed to be taken out of the store. And I was actually able to go in there and really clean house, throw away a lot of stuff. We do have a lot of boxes from mystery boxes and stuff that we've unpacked. And those mystery boxes make good shipping boxes. Those are good boxes to be utilized for shipping. However, we don't have the space to house all that stuff inside of the store. So I'm going to take all that stuff over to the storage unit tomorrow. That way they're still available, but it's not in our space and it's not cluttering up the store itself. One of the tips that I can kind of give a person that may be thinking about, making a shipping station or open a store or even doing just online resale, you want to make sure that you have trash baskets close to wherever your shipping station is. There's a lot of trash that kind of comes with shipping stuff. So having your trash basket right there and readily available, that way you don't have to do stuff twice. Make sure you throw your trash into the trash basket, and then you can take that trash out pretty easily. I don't always do the best with this. Sometimes I have just an empty box and I start throwing trash in there. And it takes a lot of time to kind of go through that stuff and make sure you're not throwing away product, make sure you're not throwing away packaging material and stuff like that, because it's just a random box. So I would say always have like a trash bin or a trash bag or something available at your shipping station. That way you're not looking for somewhere to throw your trash away. So today we had a couple items that was being shipped out. April was able to get a lot of stuff shipped out last night. I kind of came in this morning and got the stuff that shipped overnight, which was just 4 items. I got those items kind of picked, and that kind of goes into the organization of today. And I went to the bins. I was able to quickly find the stuff and pull the stuff, and then I went through and I started shipping the items. We had an item that was going to Puerto Rico today, and what I will say about Puerto Rico is that if you can fit it into a box that is provided by the United States Postal Service, that's going to be your way to go with shipping stuff to Puerto Rico or to Alaska or to Hawaii or somewhere like that. You want to make sure that you have a regional rate box or a flat rate box, or if it's first class shipping, you're able to ship it if it's under a pound or a pound and under for first class shipping. So what a lot of people don't realize is that USPS actually gives you free shipping supplies when it comes to like shipping boxes and stuff like that. So I would always have on hand every shipping box that they have available, because you can order them online and it is free. I get the regional rate A and B boxes. I also get all of the flat rate boxes, the small, medium, large, and the padded flat rate envelope. I also get the mailing boxes that they provide. They have a couple different sizes. They have a shoe box, they have a square box, and they have a larger box. There is a regional rate C box that I've seen before, but I haven't seen it online, so I don't know if that's discontinued or if you have to get that from someplace else, but I didn't see that on the website. The regional rate C box is a lot bigger and a lot taller. The regional rate A boxes and B boxes have 2 different sizes. They have a more top loading style, so it's kind of taller and wider, and then they have a flatter, longer box that you can ship things like board games and different things like that. Things that are flat and long usually can fit in these regional rate A and B boxes, the side loaded one. So you want to make sure that you go to the website, just order as many of those as you think that you need. You can never have enough shipping supplies. You always are going to be in need of shipping supplies. So I always try to make sure that we keep those on hand. You also want to make sure you have your tape, your scale, as well as your packing paper. We're really trying to streamline our shipping process because we are shipping out quite a bit of things, especially during this holiday season. So having everything readily available right there and ready to go is very essential to making that process a lot easier and a lot simpler. So if you do have an eBay store, they do quarterly allow you a shipping supply credit where you can order stuff. I always just order like tape or padded envelopes or something like that. So that's one thing to keep in mind if you do have an eBay store. Also, shipping supplies are a lot cheaper on eBay than they are on Amazon. So we get a lot of our shipping supplies from eBay because they are a lot cheaper. All right, so going into the organization of today, I really wanted to make that the next priority because we really need to get our space organized. Because I can't work in clutter, so I try to get it as organized as possible. So today I went through and I purchased a bunch of bins. So we must be in some sort of bin shortage because I could not find the same bins. I had to kind of piece part them together so it doesn't aesthetically look as good as I wanted it to look, because I wanted it to look very uniform, but it is functional and it gets the job done. So I went through and I purchased quite a bit of bins. These are just plastic totes, and I had my niece go through and write down all of the stuff that's within the bins themselves, and that way whenever we go over and we're picking items, we can look on the piece of paper, or if it's electronic, look and see where those items are stored. So my plan is to take all of those items, once we get them written on the piece of paper, what everything is inside of those bins, actually put that in some sort of Excel spreadsheet or something like that. That way it's electronic. We can kind of go quickly find out which bin it's in and then go straight to that bin and pick the items. Now, eBay allows you to put the custom SKUs in there. So in the custom SKUs, a lot of times that's where we'll put the bin location, and that way you know exactly where that item is. Also, the electronic one will allow me to subtract and add inventory to those bins, because those bins are going to be emptied out and then we're going to be putting new stuff in there. So you want to have a better way. Electronic is going to be the better way of kind of taking those items out and putting those items on. So that's going to be my priority tomorrow, is to get all of the bins that we already have stuff listed, all the stuff in, to get that transferred over to some sort of electronic database, whether that's Excel or in our Square terminal. I'm going to get that in some sort of electronic space. That way we can go in and make changes as we need to. So if you have been purchasing a lot of these mystery boxes, I will say having bins inside of your store or inside of your space, it's going to be a kind of a game changer. So I know for us, having those smaller items was a lot harder to find. So if you are able to lock those up into like bins, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to kind of find those items, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to go straight to those items and pick them up. Also, I was able to kind of clean the store up a little bit. I know at the beginning of this video, the store was a little bit of a mess, but I moved some of the toys around. The ones that were here, I kind of moved those, kind of pulled them all to the front. We've got a pretty cool little giveaway that we're going to do with these toys. These boxes tomorrow. I broke them down. I didn't want to get rid of them, and I don't want to have them in the store, so I'm going to take them over to the storage unit, because these are some of the boxes that some of our mystery boxes came in, and I want to definitely keep those. And then I got all of the stuff over here organized that was just kind of slapped out on the floor, so the store is actually presentable for people to come in here and actually shop. You know, I've learned sometimes in life that it's not always about, what you want to do or how you want to be. Sometimes you just kind of have to go with life. You have to just go along with whatever life kind of throws at you. I've also learned that in business, sometimes you're going to lose sleep. Something has to give. You're going to always have some sort of a sacrifice, and sometimes that sacrifice is sleep. That may not necessarily be the best course of action, that may not necessarily be the best thing for your body, but that is definitely a reality if you are a business owner. I've always tried to be very realistic with myself when it came to pleasing people in business. We had a comment on or a post on our Facebook group today, and somebody was kind of frustrated with one of their customers, and they was talking about how sometimes you're not going to always please everybody. You're not going to always please your customers, and you can't try to do that. You can't always try to please everybody. You can't always please your customers. Sometimes that means telling your customers no. I know we always kind of talk about the customer's always right, but I think I believe that's really relative to the situation. Now everybody's going to do their business a little bit differently, but I just learned that sometimes you have to tell the customers no, and that's not only to protect your business, but there's also to protect your energy. You have to protect your energy. You can't let people bring you down. This is a time of year where people are stressed out. You're going to have a lot of people that are out of work, a lot of people that they may be spending their last trying to get Christmas gifts and stuff like that for their family, so they are stressed, so they are going to be a little bit more aggressive when you have situations that arise. So sometimes you have to just kind of take that like it is, and you may have to tell them no, they can't have a return. You may have to just eat it and allow the return, but the biggest thing that I can tell you to do is always protect your energy and don't let them bring you down. So I named this episode "You Can Always Sleep Tomorrow" because I think a lot of times, especially when you are a reseller or just a business owner in general, a lot of times, sleep kind of is second nature. It's kind of second, or it's second fiddle to all of your stuff that you have to do. And a lot of times we exhaust ourselves because we sequester those feelings, and we don't, maybe they won't have anybody to talk to about it, or maybe we aren't able to make a good plan, or we feel like the more we work, the more we're going to get done. But I think a lot of times whenever you put that pressure on yourself, you are actually deterring yourself from being successful. I think a lot of times we put that pressure on ourselves, and it's kind of unneeded pressure. Now, I know that I have like a lot of stuff to do this weekend, but I also know that I need to be well rested. I also know that I need to take time for family. I need to do things around the house. I need to contact my friends and my family. There's just a lot of other things that need to be done. And sometimes you have to put business has to take a second priority or a third priority even, depending on what you got going on. So I want y'all that are watching this video to really assess what you all are doing. If you have to downscale a little bit just to get more rest, or to spend more time with your family, or to get more stuff done around the house, then do that. You can take a break, whether it's a day or 2 days or even a weekend, just to kind of get yourself refocused, remotivated. I was talking to a lady today in our group, and she was a little bit frustrated, and you really have to just take a deep breath, take some time away if you need to kind of get refocused and reorganized. But really, you need to look at your priorities and understand what the priorities are, and understand that everything can't be a priority. You have to set priorities. The most important thing first, the second important thing, or the second importantest thing second, and then the third important thing third, and just kind of cascade them down and really prioritize what you need to get done, or what you expect yourself to get done. You have to be really very realistic with what you can actually do, your capacity for getting stuff done, and go with that. Don't try to overexert yourself, because you're not going to get done more just because you schedule yourself for 150% of stuff. That doesn't mean you're going to get that stuff. And you're only going to kind of infuriate yourself or disappoint yourself because you don't get those things done, that unrealistic goal. So just make realistic goals, set priorities, and just knock it out and get it done. But if you don't get any rest today, you can always sleep tomorrow. So if you like these types of videos, please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we release new videos, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.